better way to access all the brain rot that you want in a palm-sized configuration. Finally, there's a foldable for those of us who don't actually want to work on our phones. Samsung has completely reimagined its baseline foldable with the Galaxy Z Fold 8. Now this has a 4:3 aspect ratio, so it's got a 5.5-inch cover screen, and then you open up and it's a 7.6-inch main display. This is great for if you want to watch horizontal videos like YouTube here in landscape mode, and then you flip it into portrait mode, and here's where you can scroll through all those vertical videos that we all can't stop watching. Better way to access all the brain rot that you want in a palm-sized configuration. Now, if this configuration is not your cup of tea, the good news is the Z Fold 8 Ultra still maintains that aspect ratio from the Z Fold 7, so no worries there. But I actually got to talk to some Samsung executives in Korea about why they went with this 4:3 aspect ratio for the Z Fold 8.
It is challenging, right? Like, yeah, every time we provide the new form factors, there's so much challenges because, like, always there's a gap between user experiences versus what we originally wanted to do, right? So this time, new form factor, new foldables, it turned out that very well suited for the people who really enjoy the media and social network, for example. Even myself, when I'm trying these new foldables, I really enjoyed this one.
Now, one of the big improvements with the foldable phones this year is the anti-reflective display that Samsung has put both on the cover screen and on the main display. So when you have such a big display, those reflections can be really obnoxious. The fact that they've toned that down by 50% can be a huge help. Add to that the fact that there's a 3000 nit peak brightness, and hopefully when you're in the bright sunlight, you won't have any issues looking at your screen. Now, speaking of this main display, this has what's called the Flex Titanium technology. What that does is it reduces the thickness of the display without compromising the durability. But the big thing here is that it also reduces the crease. So it's really hard to see the crease. It was already pretty minimal on the Z Fold 7, but here they take that a step further. As I'm watching content here, I really don't notice the crease at all, and it's really cool to see that improvement there. Now, one of the biggest compromises you'll make if you opt for the Z Fold 8 over the Z Fold 8 Ultra is that there are only two rear cameras here, a 50 megapixel wide and a 50 megapixel ultra wide. So this might not be the ideal camera for someone who's really into photography, but it should do a decent enough job for those everyday shots. Now, a camera feature that isn't necessarily new but has been improved is Photo Assist. This is where you can take an image and manipulate it however you want by just typing what you want. So if you see a cloudy sky and you want to make it sunny, you just say it and the AI will take care of it. Personally, I still don't think that's ever something I will do, but if you want to be able to do it on these foldable phones, you will be able to do that. There's another feature called My FanCam. This one's really fun. So if you have a video where you really want to focus on one person, there's a lot of subjects moving around, but you just want to focus on one person, you can tap that person and it'll track. AI will track that person as they're moving, so you can forget everybody else that you don't care about and just focus on that one person. Now, I have some really good news here. The Z Fold 8 has a 4800 milliamp hour battery and 45 watt wired charging and 20 watt wireless charging. Now, that is a huge improvement for those of us who loved the Z Fold 7, but did not love the battery life on that guy. Hopefully this leads to some improvements. You won't have to worry about making it through the end of the day without recharging. I'm really hoping that this holds strong. And powering the Z Fold 8 is the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 chip for Galaxy. So again, powering those many AI features and everything else you want to do with this phone. Now, for the price, the Z Fold 8 costs $1,900. So not pocket change, a little bit cheaper than the Z Fold 8 Ultra, but definitely not cheap. And especially something to consider given the fewer cameras that you have on here. So I look forward to really testing this, seeing how much I can get out of it, and if that price is really worth it. But I want to know what you think. What are your thoughts on the Z Fold 8? Is this something that you would want to buy yourself? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to hit like and subscribe for more.